Hello, my name is Alicia Holcomb, and today I am presenting the Lest We Forget project, which is a project assigned to students about a controversial person in U.S. history, and my project is over Sojourner Truth and her accomplishments of abolishment of slavery. I used the autobiography of Peter Krause for most of my information. Sojourner Truth was a woman who had to fight for her freedom and her family's freedom. She was the first black woman in the country to win a court case. She also joined in the women's rights movement, and she soon became known for her simple but powerful anti-slavery speech. Her speech titled "Ain't I a Woman" became widely known during the Civil War. This brave woman helped recruit black troops from the Union Army. She may still be unknown to some, but she embodied a fact that remains repeating among the blacks are women, among the women are blacks. Born as Isabella Baumfree in Dutch-speaking Hurley, New York around 1797, she was bought and sold into slavery multiple times. She also endured very harsh punishment as a child and teenager. According to the hard copy titled Sojourner Truth by Peter Krause, Isabella had an arranged marriage with a slave named Thomas. Together they had 5 children, 4 girls and a boy. Isabella never gave up hope on her freedom. In 1825, a year before she was to be freed, Isabella ran away with her daughter Sophie to a nearby abolitionist family named the Van Wagners. The couple took her and Sophie in. They also brought her freedom for $20. One day, Isabella learned that her son Peter was given to Solomon Gedney's brother-in-law, an Alabama plantation owner named Fowler. Alabama Alabama did not have any plantation laws at this time. Isabella traveled to Kingston and filed a lawsuit against Solomon Gedney for selling an out-of-state resident. A grand jury heard her case and decided in her favor. According to the hard copy biography Peter of Sojourner Truth by Peter Krause, Isabella became one of the first black women in the country to win her case. In 1826, Isabella moved to New York City where she was a local minister. In the summer of 1843, Isabella acted on God's command and she renamed herself Sojourner Truth. She then left New York and became a traveling teacher. Sojourner Truth spoke very eloquently as a speaker. She became an outspoken advocate for abolition and civil rights women in the 19th century. According to www.womenhistory.org, even though she couldn't read nor write, Isabella dictated her autobiography, the narrative of Sojourner Truth, to Oliver Gilbert, which in turn brought her national recognition. Between 1846 and 1850, Truth became involved in the anti-slavery crusade where she met women's rights activists including Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony. In 1851, Truth began a lecture tour at the Ohio's Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio. Truth believed her well-known speech titled "Ain't I a Woman" that became well known during the Civil War. In the hard copy book Sojourner Truth by Peter Krause, on December 12, 1865, Truth and other Americans celebrated as Congress ratified the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The amendment declared that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. According to www.womenhistory.org, she became involved in the Freedoms Bureau, helping to free slaves and continue to fight against segregation. Here are a few interesting facts about Sojourner Truth. Truth has a memorial bust that was unveiled in 2009 in the Emancipation Hall in the U.S. Capitol Visitor Center. She is the first African American woman to have a statue in the Capitol building. Also, in 2014, Truth was included in Smithsonian Magazine list of the 100 most influential Americans of all time. Today, in the 21st century, I believe Sojourner Truth paved the way for African American women and men to have freedom. African Americans are no longer picking cotton owned by slaves and now have freedom of speech. Because of her leadership encouraging in slavery, African Americans can now vote and have just as many rights as any other race. I love writing and learning about this influential woman.